Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm talking to Michael Sandler, who is talking about his, we're actually talking about his life, and which started off by writing these two books with his lovely wife, Jessica. One is Barefoot Running, and the other one is Barefoot Walking, as well as a DVD and some new videos coming out on the same subject. And we were talking about some new things that as a result of Michael's life-changing experience, about some new things that you're doing. Tell us a little bit about the kinds of things you're coaching people on right now.
I first discovered this after my last accident, the previous accident 7 years ago, where I was at our local recreation center trying to heal and doing a lot of time in the hot tub trying to stretch my body out, which was so incredibly stiff. And the weirdest thing started happening, which is people would start coming up to me and asking me questions about healing. You know, I've got this foot that won't heal, or this knee that won't heal, or I've been struggling with even diabetes or something.
Right.
And I'd like sit in the hot tub and I'd be like, well, here's what you should do. And it worked.
Well, so is that part of you that was open to some, I don't know, divine wisdom, healing wisdom, that you were able to tap on the behalf of that person what they should be doing for their body?
So it meant getting out of my own way.
So did you hear things in your head like that person should do, these kind of exercises, or was it a combination of what was in your, already through your, because you were an athlete and had lots of exercises and you went through your own healing. Was it a combination of that and the wisdom, or what is it that comes through?
It's a balance. The idea will come to me, so we can call that a voice. I don't hear, thou shalt.
Right.
5 miles on the treadmill. No.
Right.
But I do get that idea in me, and at the same time, I've coached for almost 25 years now, and I've coached people healing. I've coached people as professional athletes. I've coached people with learning disabilities and careers and so many things, and so that all comes into play. But then I need to get out of my head and get out of my mind, because I'm not going to have the answer. I'm not smart enough.
I hear you. I'm a coach. I'm not smart enough either. So, and for me, I don't even know what takes over. Like when I'm actually coaching a person, I'm not even sure what takes over, but I'll just feel a compelling need to tell them something. And sometimes it's totally asynchronistic, like, what about your dog, or just something completely unrelated to the conversation at hand. But then I've learned to trust that, because they were like, oh, it's funny you should talk about my dog, because, tears start flowing. Something that I'm not even expecting is happening. Is that what happens for you, or what happens for...
That's exactly,
Yeah.
Why didn't you take out the dog?
Yeah. All right, so give me an example of something. So someone comes over and says, oh, I had this injury, and you're at the hot tub. Give me an example of information you would dispense. You dispensed information to me out of a pure desperate call for help. You gave me like a, you had a little prescription pad of things that I wrote down that I needed to do. What's an example of something that you would do for someone?
It could be, flopping their diet on its head. Trying to get a low inflammation diet, figuring out that some of the things that they were hurting were actually causing them to swell, or finding out that though they'd been told by person after person after person, real professionals, that they needed to stop and rest, that I could tell very clearly that the rest was hurting them, and that they needed to actually get moving. And I like to say I help others to help themselves, because the answers are always there. They're carrying it around with them. Maybe I'm just tuning into them. And then I'm able to say, hey, wait, you've been told you need more rest, but what I hear very loudly coming from your body is it's screaming for movement now. Then the coach part of me takes over and goes, let's talk about how we can get you moving slowly.
Right.
Kind, gentle, easy, good.
Right, yeah. Isn't that fascinating? Because for me, so I coach people on non-physical things. They may say I'd like some career coaching, and I'll hear something, I'll basically feel moved to ask them a set of questions.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I'm talking to, when I hear a voice, I don't know if wouldn't even describe it as a voice, because it's not like you said, thou shalt, whatever. It's an intuitive sense. And I'll say, oh, yeah, but I'm talking to almost the spiritual side of them, that it's like, please just help this person. And I hear what their spirit wants. But what I'm hearing, what you're saying, is you hear what their body wants. Like their spiritual body, whatever you want to describe it, is talking to you and saying, oh, no, I need to actually exercise more. Or I need to stretch
I have
more.
never, ever thought about it that way, but yes, that's exactly what's going on, because the body knows, just as the spirit knows. I'm convinced that my spiritual body, my little boy, that he cracked me open on the rocks.
Yeah.
He said, enough of this.
Right.
Enough. You're either checking out or you're doing things differently.
Right.
The body, at the same time, has that same ability. And injury and illness is rarely, if ever, just the injury or illness.
Right, absolutely.
There's so much more going on, and the body knows.
Yeah.
And
I 100% believe that. Well, because I've talked to you. I've had plantar fasciitis. What is that? That's basically something at your foundational root core that is preventing you from moving forward or standing in a strong position, right? And I think about that. What does that mean spiritually? Right? That there's a spiritual message to that, right? I need to do something about my foundational core and connection to earth, because when your feet are not on the earth, and one of the things that I liked about one of the many things was in your book Barefoot Walking, was the idea that, when you're standing on barefoot, you feel the earth. And that's the connection to the earth. And what I'm so thankful about when I'm reading your book is now I'm walking outside and you feel the earth. You definitely feel the earth. So it was like I said to you earlier, it was miraculous that I kind of got connected to you at the same time as having this injury, because if not, I would never have thought this particular way. It's a way of talking, like you said, to the body that's completely unfamiliar to us, because we just basically, I was talking to my husband, we just basically just ramshack over our bodies on a consistent basis. Do you think?
It's a rental car. Pothole. Boom, 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 boom. No.
It's so true. And how old are you right now?
43.
43, right? So I'm 50, and you realize I'm at the juncture. I'm 51. I'm at the juncture where I start now thinking about my health. I never, from 20 to 49, 50, I never really thought about my health, but this injury has now made me recognize the importance of the body. Because if you treat it like a rental car, hey, by the way, you treat it for a rental car for 50 years, your body kind of doesn't like that. I mean, it just doesn't like it.
You guys are going to need to have a long, hard talk.
I know.
Really are.
Oh, no, my body, I told you. I mean, right? I've, like, this plantar fasciitis thing is knocked me off my tail. And, I literally yesterday was so stressed out because I had so much to do. We were going to China in 2 weeks. And I thought, well, I don't have enough time for a massage. I know it's going to be incredibly good for my body, but I'm like at the doctor's, like, 20% of my life, I can't take it. And then I thought, well, you know what? Everyone else is going to be fine. You need to take care of yourself. Self-care is important. Do you think?
It's everything.
Yeah.
You're useless to anybody else. Literally, today, tomorrow, or 5 years down the road, it'll always catch up with you.
Yeah.
You are useless to anybody else if you don't take care of yourself first. And yourself starts with the vehicle, with the vessel.
Yeah.
You can meditate, you can sit, you can be as mindful as you want, but if the body's crumbling and in pain, there's nothing else you can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. Do everything you can to pamper yourself, and try to make, as in this competitive, fast-paced world, try to make every decision as best you can of what is taking care of myself first.